Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is April 4th, and right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery. You can see the storm system off the coast of California, and you can also see this deep fetch of moisture coming back up over some of Nevada, Idaho, eastern Oregon, and up across the region here. And this is going to be kicking off some thunderstorm activity already this morning, and this is going to continue on through this afternoon, probably multiple rounds. Yesterday we had some pretty prolific lightning producing storms out there as well. You can see some of this wraparound moisture trying to come back towards western Washington and western Oregon as well. May bring a little bit of light rain here today, kind of cloudy out there this morning. Then we'll take a look at the extended forecast as we always do as we go through the video this morning. Let's put this into motion, and as we go through yesterday, check it out. You can see, watch this area out here across eastern Oregon and Idaho. Look at all these thunderstorms popping up here yesterday. Just thousands of lightning strikes during the day yesterday and went on into the late evening, actually, into some of the overnight hours here. And now as we emerge on into this morning, you can see again, we're already starting to fire up some of the thunderstorms all the way from Nevada, kind of clipping southeast Oregon and back into Idaho again today. So there is a potential for some strong or some severe storms out there, mainly a hail and wind threat. Also, late season snow. You can see this is Pendleton, Oregon National Weather Service. Watch out for the Blue Mountains there this afternoon through about 11 a.m. Saturday morning. 10 to 20 inches of snow here. So heads up, be ready for those winter driving conditions. You can see I-84 and the highways there as well. Taking a look at Boise, Idaho National Weather Service, all the weather in a bag of chips. They're getting creative there. And you can see that risk of severe thunderstorms does exist out there today. And this is for April 4th through 7th. You can see strong storms, widespread snow likely into Saturday. And check your travel conditions before you go. Continued cool and wet through this weekend. And so this is Spokane, Washington, cloudy with occasional precipitation through this week, and cool temperatures persist below normal temperatures here, and even colder for Moscow and Pullman Friday and Saturday. So heads out, you get some wet snow across the higher terrain. This was issued this morning. Snow Friday night through Sunday does include the Idaho Panhandle and some of western Montana as well. So watch out for those slick driving conditions. Looking at SeaTac yesterday, only made it to 53. 57 is the average high for this time of year, so 4 degrees below average after a couple of days above. Trace amount of precipitation. The record high was 74, set back in 2004. Now here is the day one categorical outlook here, and you can see where the severe storms are expected all the way from Nevada across Idaho and on into Montana here. And if we scroll down here, you'll even notice they talk about some of the long photographs. That's just kind of a way to talk about the wind shear and the other upper levels of the atmosphere, and the weak instability may result in a couple of transient supercell structures out there. So in the least case, be prepared for the prolific lightning producing storms in this area as you go through the day today. Eyes on the sky. Day two does include some of the same area, but does not have a severe threat right now. This is day three. We have another impulse moving in that could bring thunderstorm potential for western Washington and western Oregon as well. Now, look at the European as we go through the day today. You can clearly see where the severe storms are supposed to be, and some of that lightning activity all the way down into Nevada, Idaho, and western Montana. And if you want a nice affordable home weather station that just happens to have a lightning detection system with it, click on that link down below to save 10%. Get a great smartphone app, stores all the data for you in the cloud. Now, looking at 18,000 feet, let's put this into motion. There's the trough we're dealing with right now, and then we bring another impulse there as we go on into the day Saturday. That's why they introduced that threat here. The models aren't too hot on the thunderstorm potential with it, but we are going to get some precipitation out of it. Then we try to build a ridge here as we go on into next week a bit, as you can see, coming up the west coast of North America here. But it is still early April, and as we look up into the extended, which we're going to do here in a moment, there are some troughs trying to take some swings at the Pacific Northwest. So if we go through the day today, you can see some of this precipitation trying to back up into western Washington, western Oregon. We talked extensively about the thunderstorm activity off to the east, and then you kind of see the spin in the atmosphere as we go all the way on through Saturday morning. The next impulse moves in, keeps us kind of cloudy, and some more precipitation as we go on in through Sunday morning here, and then potentially one more impulse tries to roll through here. Then we try to build a ridge a little bit here, but the systems aren't going to be far away, so we'll be watching that as we go. And we'll break that down day by day. Now, composite reflectivity, this is what the Doppler radar may look like today. And again, you can kind of see some of those strong storms, possibly severe, moving up across Nevada, Idaho, and western Montana. Some of that precip trying to make its way back into western Washington and Oregon there. And this will continue on in through tomorrow as well. You see the spin in the atmosphere continue across the region here before that system finally kicks off to the east. And then this is what the Severe Prediction Center was talking about for that thunderstorm potential here as we go on in through the day Saturday. Now, taking a look at the supercell composite index, just kind of showing you there is some instability here and some nice shear profiles out there for some severe storm potential today. We're not going to look at the updraft helicity right now. I think I covered that enough. Looking at National Blended Models, daily 2-meter max temperature. This is for today, right around average for Seattle, maybe a little below average for Portland here, but overall kind of below average across the Pacific Northwest. If we take a look at the temperatures tomorrow, even a little bit chillier here across some of the region, and then we start our bounce back as we go through next week. You can see Tuesday 60, Wednesday, Thursday, we get some warm temperatures back in here by the time we get to the mid and the later portion of next week, depending on just how persistent and how strong this ridge is. It's going to be moving in. Total precipitation in inches. You can see, I mean, some light precip is going to try to move back in, but it's not going to be much. It's going to be one of those drib and drab days here across some of the Pacific Northwest, western Washington, western Oregon here as we get kind of just a leftover spin from that next system. But then you can see Saturday's system kind of move in there, maybe bring a little bit more precipitation, especially for some of the coastal areas here as well. Now, total snow, we are getting a little bit of snowfall here in that wraparound moisture across the Cascades in Oregon. Of course, we'll take all we can get. We are below normal across some much areas north of Oregon so far this season. And then maybe the system that rolls through here as we go through the week, and I'll bring another little round of snowfall as well. 6 to 10 day, you can clearly see that above average signal here for some of the West Coast. Hopefully that ridge builds in here. I love getting some nice weather this time of year. This goes through April 13th. Check out the 6 to 10 day through April 13th below average signal. Here's the 8 to 14. Much of the West is included as we go through April 17th. 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook. They kind of bring this back here, but we'll break that down day by day. Nothing to get too concerned about just yet. But now looking at the extended forecast, so there's the system we're dealing with now. Then Saturday's impulse moves through. Then we try to build this ridge a bit here, but you can see we build it for a while, and then that trough is never far off at this time of year. It seems in early April or mid-April, and you can kind of see these next troughs trying to take some swings at the Pacific Northwest as we go through the extended forecast. It's still way out there, but we'll just kind of break that down day by day, kind of showing a pretty strong one as we go through the mid portion of April there, but we'll worry about that later. But anyway, yeah, I hope you guys find something to enjoy out there. It's kind of cloudy and dreary out there today, and watch out for those prolific lightning producing storms across Nevada, Idaho, and western Montana today as well. And we'll continue to break things down. We'll check out that thunderstorm threat that looks like it's coming and starting to emerge here on Saturday a little bit for western portions here. We'll see how that looks tomorrow before we start to get too worried about that. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day. Click like and subscribe. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.